balance is. You know, many of my Christian colleagues would tell me, oh, you can't do martial arts or self-defense because, you know, that's of the devil. That's, those of you who understand, those of you who understand, you can relate to it. But let me start out with this. The scripture says in the book of Titus, chapter 3, remind the believers to submit to the government and its officers. Now, that's a very interesting statement. Submit to the government. Let me ask you, what is the government of the United States?
We the people.
But beyond that, the people, of course, have to be virtuous, or we can't even submit to the people. So what am I saying here? The Constitution is our form of government. Mm-hmm. See, if you look in the Article 4 of the Constitution, it says a Republican form of government must be protected. So we, the people, have to protect a Republican government. Remember what Benjamin Franklin? A republic, if you can keep it. See, so this is what we are talking about now. That is our government, a Republican form or constitutional form of government. So we are to preserve that. One of the ways to do that is to understand, first of all, what the government is supposed to do, the role of government. We find that in the Declaration of Independence. This is my opening statement. So the Declaration tells us to secure these rights. Governments are instituted. Governments are instituted to secure the rights. What rights? The rights that God gave us. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, property, okay? So all of that, that's in the article, that's in the Fifth Amendment about property. So we know that property is included, but Jefferson used the phrase pursuit of happiness for reasons of people understand about slavery and so forth, because they thought people were property. But I won't get into that. I just wanted to say that that's my opening. That's part of my opening statement, is that we have to understand the role of government, number one. Now, I'm going to go right to the point here. I have a bunch of weapons on me. You can probably see some of them. Now, think about this for a moment. The Second Amendment says the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The right to keep and bear. Keep, number one, and bear. Keep and bear arms. When they said arms, how many of you think they were just talking about firearms? Raise your hand if it, oh boy, okay, wow, you guys are smarter. All right, gosh, I was hoping most of the hands would go up like this. But a lot of people say, oh yeah, they're talking about AR-15s, they're talking about machine guns. What do they know about machine guns and AR-15s at the time they wrote it? They had to be taught. In fact, those muskets were only single shots, single fire. So it's interesting to note that when they wrote this, when they said arms, they didn't say firearms, they said arms. Arms means weapons. That means a sword, a knife, a stick, a gun, a bazooka, a tank. Well, they didn't have those back then. So you think about that, and now it kind of opens your mind a little bit. What was it really, what did the Second Amendment really mean? I believe, and this is based on my research, if you think I'm wrong, we can argue it later, but I believe they were referring to the right to self-defense, because the right to self-defense means use whatever is available to protect yourself, okay? I think that's a very important point that you need to remember. When they argue about the Second Amendment, I want you to think beyond what they are arguing. They're only talking about, now they're talking about handguns. You know why they are talking about handguns? Because when they talked about the AR-15, they talked about the machine guns, everybody was under the impression they're using the Second Amendment to twist it and say that they were referring to muskets. They weren't referring to machine guns. So then they won that argument because we didn't fight back. So they said, okay, well, we'll just limit machine guns. No machine guns, no automatics and rapid fire. Then they started calling them assault weapons. This is an assault weapon. If it's in my hand, now it's an assault weapon, you see? Okay, it's just an umbrella, but it's also an assault weapon because I just hit him with it.
Your fist is an assault weapon.
That's right, exactly. More people are punched and socked and kicked than they are shot. Okay, but we always hear about the shootings, especially if it's a white cop shooting a black guy. You know, you're gonna hear about that, but you won't hear about all the white guys that get shot.
Right.
Okay, or you won't hear much about the black cops who shoot black guys. All right, so but I won't get into all that right now. I just want to show you some of the things that I've come up with in my 50 years of experience in martial arts, and I've sort of put it into a package or a pill so that the average person who doesn't train or who is not willing to do that type of training, and I understand that it takes a lot of years of hard practice, you know, to do the martial arts. But I want to share with you some things, and then when Jenny comes up, she'll take it even further and show you the kind of weapons that you could carry. First of all, I got this from California website. This is interesting, Jenny. I'm sorry. I'm saying Jenny. She's gonna get me. She's gonna get me for that.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, we still.
She's gonna get me for that. She'll
Do it afterwards,
properly
right?
introduce herself. That's just a habit. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Stun Gun Jen.
There you go.
All right, now, California's Title III, Weapons and Devices. It says weapons and devices other than firearms. You see where we're going here? This is California. They said weapons other than firearms. So now they are regulating, they're gonna regulate and tell us what we can and can't have. This is in addition to, see, this has nothing to do with the Second Amendment in a sense, because other than firearms, you can carry a firearm if you go through all of the hoops, jump through all the hoops. But other weapons, they get us. This is what bothers me most. I would even lobby for this, but I wanna read this. This is interesting. So it says, any person in this state, who manufactures or causes to be manufactured, imports into the state, keeps for sale, or offers or exposes for sale, or who gives, lends, or possesses any leaded cane or any instrument or weapon, it says, of the kind commonly known as a billy, blackjack, sandbag, sand club, sap, or slingshot, is punishable by imprisonment in a county jail not exceeding 1 year, or imprisonment, well, basically imprisonment. So you can go to jail, you go to prison for carrying any of those type of weapons I mentioned. Now, none of that uses the language that we use in terms of the weapon, what did I do with it? The Kubaton. This is what the martial artists in the 1970s, what we used. What did I do with it? There it is. The Kubaton. Now, you've seen this, people walk around with their keys and they have this. I don't recommend it. I'm not gonna, this is just a model to show you something. I will not carry this. This is not the way I normally would use, what I normally use for self-defense. Only because it's connected to my keys and I don't want to lose my keys. In case I drop the weapon, the keys are also lost. Or if the person grabs the keys and somehow pulls this out of my hand, they have my keys.
And your weapon.
Yes, and a weapon, so I don't like that. Now, Stun Gun Jen is gonna go into a detail about that later. But I just wanted to show you, this is the basic Kubaton that we used from the 70s. And it was, this gentleman that created this idea. And it's only allowed by police officers. Now give me a break. Police officers and security guards can use this, but I can't. It's just a little stick, okay? But it's very effective because it fits in the palm of your hand. I'll show you how it's used in just a minute. But I wanted you to see that, just say this is what I do not carry. I don't carry it like that normally. But this is what I do carry. And once again, for the Kubaton, this is just a basic flashlight. It's pretty thick flashlight. Now it's the same length as the Kubaton. Same length, okay? So I have big hands, I can get around this, I can hold it. This is very effective, very powerful light. Okay, so this can temporary, this could actually distract the attacker long enough for me to use it in a defensive way, okay? So that's what I normally carry on me. And there are all kinds of variations of that, which she'll go into later. But I just wanted to share with you, that is my primary, just a basic weapon. Now I can carry this everywhere. It's a flashlight, so I can carry it in buildings. I can go in to see the supervisors, the county supervisors. They won't take this away. Most of the time, they're not gonna take it. It's just a flashlight. So it works very well for me. Now, what's that? Yeah, the strobe works very well.
They took it away from me when I showed up.
Is a flashlight like this?
Uh-huh.
No, see, once again,
When
the tyranny.
When I went to supervisors.
Okay, once again, the tyranny doesn't end, it just keeps going. But here also, and this is what I got from Stun Gun Jen, she has more information on it, but this is the pin, the tactical pin, which you'll see in a moment. Again, I'm gonna demonstrate how I use these. Okay, I just want you to see that this is very effective. Now, again, the length of it is important. That's why I'm showing you. So it is a little longer than the Kubaton. This is very important to me, okay? I have big hands. I'm a big guy, I have big hands, so I need something that can protrude from both sides of my fist when I make a fist. So this is perfect for me, I love it. Okay, if I can carry it on an airplane, if I can go into the supervisor's meeting or any of those type of meetings, I say, oh, it's just a pin. So I can write with it. It also has a DNA catcher. It also has a little flashlight. Okay, that's the only drawback I don't like is the flashlight is not that powerful. But that's okay, it's good enough. This is good enough for me to carry in certain situations. All right, now, I'm gonna have Arthur come up in a minute. I want to share with you something interesting about the umbrella. But before I do that, here's another flashlight. This flashlight's a little bit longer. This was the idea I was talking about. Yeah, I turn it on and basically it's a stun gun.
Wow.
Okay, obviously you can't take this into a building. It's pretty powerful. But you can't take it into a building, but at least it is a flashlight and a stun gun. So it works, very effective. You shine it in their eyes and you have a very effective weapon. Now, this here is your basic blade. It is not a real blade. This is for practice only, so it's not sharp. It's not sharp.
He's a real cut up.
We practice with this, and so that when we're in the park or what have you, the police don't, frown at us. They know what we're doing with this. We go over to Beverly Hills and we practice in the park, myself and my students. And the police usually, they move around. They're very nice to us, as a matter of fact. It's a good thing you guys are doing. So anyway, we use this for practice, and I'll demonstrate real quickly. How am I doing on time? Pretty good? Okay, so, this is an interesting martial arts fan, but it's just a basic fan. I did that I kind of messed it up. I put the flag on it. I did it because when I work with the kids, they love it, and I say, wow, with the kids, I work with them. And so that's very effective with the kids. It gets their attention and it helps them. One other thing, and then I'll do this demonstration. Pepper spray, and here's the pepper spray. It is obviously not long, it's not that long in length, but it's still very effective to hold them off at a distance, okay, and use it this way. I see people doing this. I don't like that. Don't spray this way. Spray this way, okay? So what we can have, pepper spray, tactical pin, well, Kubaton is up in the air, but notice when I read the law, there was no mention of Kubaton. They could have said Kubaton, but they didn't write it down. Now, I don't have enough experience in a courtroom. You guys, somebody may have it here. I don't know what a judge would say in that situation. Do judges normally write into the law something that is not there?
Yes.
Can they do that? Okay.
Yes.
That was a rhetorical question, you guys. You
Oh,
know,
man.
you know they do. So you're better off not necessarily carrying a Kubaton. You're better off, the best weapon I have found
Yes, sir.
is the tactical pin as far as for close combat. Now, at a distance, the pepper spray. Okay, close combat, tactical pin, at a distance, pepper spray. The stun gun, that's good too. Okay, I'm gonna say stun gun is good too. She has a special kind of a stun gun that disables it. You know, if somebody steals or takes it out of your hand, or rips it out of your hand, it could be disabled. I like that. That's the one feature that's very important. This doesn't do that. So if they took this out of my hand, they could use it against me. So think of it that way. Pepper spray, they could use it against me. I don't know, they might have a device there.
We sure do.
Okay, good. So she'll be up in a minute. All right, come on up, Arthur, real quick. Let's do this.
Here we go.
I want my friend Arthur to come up. Arthur had something that happened to him. Yeah, Arthur had something that happened yesterday. All right. All right, so this is for safety. This is rubber, don't worry. All right, Arthur, come on over here. This is like, so we're using it as a baton. Okay? It's a baton or, you know, the pin, tactical pin. So think of it that way. Everything I do with this, I can do with this, except flashlight. I have enough force. This is a force multiplier. That's what these are. I have enough force in my hand. I could use my hand, but if I use this increases my force, the force that I can use. Okay, so when I use even this. All right, so tell us real quick, because of time, I want you to kind of set up the scenario. Tell us what happened.
All right, so I went to the WeSpot protest yesterday. I showed up at 9:30. I saw a big array of police outside of the spa, so I thought everything would be fine. I went to the corner right across the street from it, and so the police started dispersing the WeSpot protesters, and first 1, 2, and then about 20 of them surrounded me. On the corner, I was like trying to, keep an eye on them. One of them pushed me from behind into the street. I tried to confront him. Another guy threw a water bottle at me, and and then the third guy, he was like trying to start something. He's like, "Why don't you throw a punch? I'm here to talk. I'm not here to fight." And then he took out an umbrella and tried to push me away. And so then the police said, "Get over here. Get behind the lines."
So when you say WeSpa protester, who are you talking about?
So I was there too.
I saw a video and there were Christians carrying Christian signs.
Right. I
And
got there.
Jesus.
There was a big miscommunication. I got there at 9:30. I guess they showed up at 10 or 10:30.
So I had the impression it was Antifa, but I'm not an.
Yeah, it was all Antifa
Okay,
around me.
that's what I was looking
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Can you kind of push it towards me slowly? Start off slow. How did they push you? How did they throw this in your face? Okay, so that's what they're doing. All right, so doing it here. This move is very effective. Okay, so again, it's here. I don't care about that. This is great. So this goes right to the side of the neck or the side of the temple. Very, very effective.
That's the stun
That's
gun?
the stun gun.
Well, that's anything.
Anything.
Well,
Oh, that's anything.
it's a stun gun. It's pepper spray because I have the pepper spray. I can use that.
And you hit for their temple or their carotid?
The temple or the side of the
Oh,
neck.
perfect. Okay.
Okay, I'll just say the side of the neck. I don't want to say carotid because all right. Hey, there's a biblical passage where a lady drives a nail right into the side of a king and right into his temple and kills him. But anyway, wow. Think of it this way. Okay, so I'll just do it again. Here. So at this point, you're moving it out of the way. Strike. That's going to do some damage.
This will hurt even more.
Yeah, that's going to do some damage, guys. And once again, I want to say that it's very important that you understand that you are responsible for whatever. I mean, from a legal standpoint, I think you're still responsible, even in self-defense situations. Okay, I have to say that. I have to say that. Whatever you use, I want you to think about that. Okay, so that's all I can tell you about that. Whatever you use, even if it's in self-defense, you have to think about the damage that you could do. And so you may have to go to court. You may still get a good lawyer, but it's good to have something that is legal, so that at least helps you. I mean, okay, so you can put that aside there. I want to show you again, what if someone grabs this?
Oh, that was such a good umbrella.
What if I have this here, and I have the light flashing in his face, suppose it's a flashlight, and I have it flashing in his face to distract him. He grabs my the flashlight or whatever, say you grab it, just a natural grab.
Okay.
Okay, here. Here. Again, here.
Just flip it.
That's it. Grab with the other hand. Well, it's not so much quickness as
Okay.
the other hand. So it's not so much the quickness, it's just the momentum. Watch, as he grabs, I am using my footwork, I'm turning my whole body. This is the part of Aikido. Aikido is the Japanese art. I mixed Aikido, the Japanese art, with Wing Chun, the Chinese art. Wing Chun is very effective in boxing, Chinese boxing. It's a very powerful art. So here, he grabs it. So he's going to grab someone, he grabs and tries to punch me. Here, see it again, I'm using my elbow, tie him up, and now strike. Do it again. See, all I did was step off line. See, these are the things that we practice. Thank you, sir. These are the things that we practice. It's very important. It's very important to practice.
He needs the fan. I don't blame him.
Now, again, it's all about distraction. I'd say we go out in Antifa, Black Lives Matter, those guys are out there. I just do this. Nice hot day. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good afternoon. Good to see you. Am I in a better position to defend myself?
Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks that way. Good. So, once again, I can use it. If somebody throws, maybe shoots pepper spray in my face, this. Now, it may stop the majority of it from getting directly in my eyes. And this move right here could help to prevent that, me from getting a direct blast of pepper spray.
Yes, sir.
So once again, I just have a fan. Police officers aren't gonna bust me for this. In fact, I can even take this on an airplane. I'm pretty sure. I said, oh, I just open it like this, put it on the belt, and there it is. They see the American flag, another distraction. I just say, oh, this is my patriotic flag. Now, they may not like the flag, but the whole point is, this is a part of my deflection, okay? So it's all about deflecting. It's all about redirecting. Redirecting, whether it's verbal or whether it's physical. You can do that. So, and I always get arguments here. When I have the flag on purpose, they say, well, you know, they know that I'm a patriot, or maybe they think they might want to comment, they don't like the flag, so I go into all kinds of discussion with that.
Okay.
But this, at any rate, can be a very effective, it's very strong, so that is the basic understanding of my presentation. So any questions or comments?
Where's your brass knuckles?
Oh, no, I can't carry it out.
Really not big.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, really.
I brought a couple of things just to show you what I probably would get busted for.
For sure.
Here's the sap they're talking about. What do you call
I have no idea.
them? Yeah.
I just know it's not legal, so yeah, we can't.
Yeah, these things are very, this is full of sand. It's got sand here, but see. So police used to use
Blackjack,
this.
right?
Yeah, blackjack. So this is illegal. Unfortunately, too, I like this.
Sounds like a rhythmic.
What is it? Is it like all leather? What is it?
It's leather, and on the inside has sand.
Okay.
And this one, only police are supposed to be able to carry it, or security guards. Unbelievable.
Legal in all states.
Well, just here. I know here it is. I don't know about other states. Did you have something?
No, I was just thinking, does that come out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See? So
What is that called?
this is a extendable baton. So it
It's a whoopper.
yeah, it extends out. So you hit somebody with this, and they're gonna feel it. Yeah. So as they come up, use it for defense. Everything I use is for defense only, and yet it's still illegal. That frustrates me.
Chief,
Yes,
at
ma'am.
what point did with all this violence and bloodied heads, did the police do anything?
Oh, what
I
a
don't
cool.
understand. It's
That's a
not
great
against the
question.
Yeah.
law Anymore?
You mean, do police do anything when Like the situation that Arthur was in?
Yeah, I mean, these
Yeah.
protesters who
Arthur.
held up Christian
In
signs,
fact,
their heads were all
What
bloody.
Arthur told me, Arthur, you didn't say this, but the police, what did the police say to you? Now listen to this.
Yeah, so like, within like 2 minutes, I'm behind the, I'm behind the phalanx of police officers, and then one of them comes up to me and says, "Don't agitate them." Like what? Like I'm the one agitating? And then he says, "I'm not your personal security. If you want to agitate them, then you can go defend yourself." He actually said that to me.
See?
I've got it on record, and we're going to be sharing it shortly.
That's right. See, there you go.
And I might ask for some help because I've got the names of the police officers. We need to go after them.
Good. I mean, just think about that. They
Yep.
said, we're not your personal.
So and I'm like, wait a minute, you get paid a pretty hefty salary. It's your
Yeah.
job to protect us.
See?
Yes, it is.
That's in Los Angeles. That's in LA, LAPD.
Yeah.
But that's what you.
Directed by the mayor.
Yeah. That's what you have to deal with. So I think I'm about done here. I just wanted to share these things with you so that you know that you have options. Okay? You got to feel empowered to some degree. You got to have some options. And I think it's best when we take responsibility for our own safety. You know, the scripture says in Proverbs 21:31, it says, "The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord." I'm not worried about my safety if I am trusting in God. It's kind of like, I won't go into this, but I'll just say, I took the vaccine. I took 2 shots. I got the Pfizer vaccine. And many of my conservative friends were upset at me. And they said, "Oh God, you're gonna kill you, you're gonna die, you only got 6 months to live," and all this stuff. Okay, I don't need to hear all of that. I trust God that in the scriptures it says you can drink any deadly thing and it shall not harm you if you are a believer. Believers are protected. We have the grace of God. That doesn't mean nothing ever happens to us. That's not what I'm saying. But God will cover you and strengthen you, especially in things that you don't know. If you do something you don't know what you're doing, then you trust God. He can deliver you and give you strength. One more scripture and I will close. I like to close with this.
Yeah, I have a question after
Yes.
this,
Oh,
after
you
the
got a
scripture.
question. You
So
got some questions there, huh?
I do.
This one I like. I'd like you guys to hear. Let's see. Let's go right back to Jeremiah. This is what I believe the Lord spoke to my heart, and why I'm not afraid. All right. 17, verse 17 of Jeremiah 1. I sweat a lot, and that's good, I guess. It says, "Get up and prepare for action." He's speaking through the prophet Jeremiah. "Get up and prepare for action. Go out and tell them everything I tell you to say. Don't be afraid of them, or I will make you look foolish in front of them. For see, today I have made you strong like a fortified city that cannot be captured." See, the left is trying to capture our minds. "You cannot be captured. Like an iron pillar or a bronze wall, you will stand against the whole land. The kings, officials, priests, and people of Judah, they will fight against you, but they will not prevail against you. For I am with you, and I will take care of you. I, the Lord, have spoken." I believe that God does take care of those who trust Him. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways you acknowledge Him. He will direct your path. So my path is directed. I don't go looking for trouble, but when trouble comes, I'm ready to deal with it. That's my point. I want to make other people ready to handle the aggression that comes. You don't have to go look for trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble's there. So I told my friend Arthur, don't go looking for them. They'll be there. They're there when they're there. But anyway, I close out with those words, and Arthur.
So okay, so there's a baton or there was a stick that's illegal, or only which one is it? Show it again.
Well, again.
Clarify
again,
this.
I'm not a lawyer, and she might go into more detail because she has batons. She has Coubatons. But the Coubaton, because of its name, it's named after a gentleman who started it in the 70s. Coubaton is not listed as prohibited.
Is this a
in-
Kubaton?
Yes, sir.
In the law. It's
Okay.
not listed in the law, folks. So again, I don't know what a judge would say, but I said it's not listed.
Now there,
as
but
a
show us the
prohibited weapon.
no show. You were showing us a couple of rods that are illegal, or can you
No,
just to
it's
clarify?
the
Can be extendable.
Yeah. the
Okay,
extended
that's
one.
the only one that's no.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the one I had on my keys. I don't.
Okay, the one on the keys is illegal.
It's legal.
It is legal.
It's legal.
Okay.
You know, again, it's, I don't know. It's questionable whether you can take it on a plane or go into.
Can't take it on, there's certain places, there's restrictions, but
Yeah.
there was somebody arrested for one, they took it to Supreme Court, and there's case law, it is legal to carry as long as it's droppable.
There you
Whereas
go.
if you put your fingers through it, like as in brass knuckles, then it's illegal.
So this makes it illegal, but this
No,
one,
that's
oh,
still legal.
Because you can drop it.
okay.
Okay.
Yep, and it has to be able to serve a secondary purpose. So see, he has a key ring on it. That's his ability to serve a secondary purpose. If he takes that ring off and it no longer can serve any secondary purpose, then you can't carry it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Thanks a lot. I'm satisfied.
Not very effective. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not as effective as pepper spray by any means.
Right.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
And I guess bear spray,
But
right?
it goes
would be-
27 feet.
it's still not as effective. And right on the canister, it says unlawful if used other than as directed. So you can be arrested for spraying poison at somebody's face.
Okay.
What was the name of the spray? I missed it. The first spray.
Hornets, wasp.
Wasp spray.
No, wasp spray, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not bear spray though, right?
Bear spray, there's even some restrictions, and it's not as powerful as pepper spray anyway. And
Really?
you're not supposed to know this, but I'll let you guys in on a little secret. We have a pepper spray releasing this next weekend that will shoot over 22 feet.
All right. That's good, guys.
Okay.
She's got a question.
How do you spell that?